Have you ever felt like you saw something terrible happen, but no one believed you? What if that feeling was trapped with you on a luxury cruise in the middle of the ocean? That's the chilling premise of The Woman in Cabin 10 Wow, the new psychological thriller adapted from Ruth Ware's best-selling novel. Directed by Simon Kaiser, this film sails into a sea of paranoia and mystery, but does it reach its destination, or does it get lost in the fog? Let's dive in. The story follows Lo Blacklock, a travel journalist played by Grace Van Patten. She's recovering from a recent trauma and lands what seems like a dream assignment, covering the maiden voyage of a lavish Arctic cruise. Her trip takes a dark turn when she's certain she witnessed a woman being thrown overboard from the cabin right next to hers. But when she raises the alarm, she hits a wall of disbelief. The crew insists all passengers are accounted for. There's no evidence of a struggle, and soon, everyone, including Lo herself, begins to question her sanity. The film starts with a slow, deliberate pace, letting the tension build like a quiet tide. It really takes its time establishing the atmosphere and Lo's fragile mental state. This slow burn might test some viewers' patience, as the second act feels a bit repetitive while Lo frantically searches for answers. But stick with it, because the atmosphere is incredibly gripping. The narrative gradually becomes more turbulent as Lo's paranoia intensifies, leading to a climax that, while maybe a little predictable for seasoned thriller fans, still provides a satisfying conclusion to the mystery. Grace Van Patten is the anchor of this film. She gives a really committed performance as Lo, perfectly capturing the jittery, sleep-deprived energy of someone being gaslit while battling their own inner demons. You can feel her desperation as she oscillates between being fragile and fiercely determined. The script sometimes reduces her to hysterics, but Patten's performance keeps you on her side. We also get the always brilliant Rebecca Hall, who brings a quiet menace to her role, and Tom Hollander, whose charm feels just a little too slippery to trust. The one downside is that most of the other passengers and crew feel more like props for Lo's spiraling journey than fully fleshed-out characters. Where this film truly shines is in its technical craftsmanship. Director Simon Kaiser masterfully creates a claustrophobic, suffocating world. He prioritizes atmosphere and a creeping sense of dread over cheap jump scares. This is amplified by some absolutely stunning cinematography. The visuals constantly use reflective surfaces, narrow hallways, and dim, cold lighting to mirror Lo's fractured state of mind. The contrast between the ship's luxurious, polished surfaces and the dark, messy reality of Lo's paranoia is visually brilliant. And the score just adds to that unease, with pulsing ambient tones that feel like the ocean itself, breathing down your neck. At its heart, The Woman in Cabin 10 explores how easily a woman's voice can be dismissed, especially when she's already perceived as vulnerable. It's a story about trust, perception, and the terrifyingly thin line between what's real and what's not. It touches on how trauma can warp our reality and questions who gets to be believed in a world divided by privilege. While it might not be as deep as Gone Girl, it carries a powerful and timely message about fighting to be heard when everyone is trying to silence you. So what's the final verdict? Is this a voyage worth taking? I'd say yes. The Woman in Cabin 10E is a solid, entertaining thriller. It's not reinventing the wheel, but what it does well. Grace Van Patten's strong performance and the moody, gorgeous cinematography create a compelling atmosphere of isolation and paranoia that will keep you engaged. The pacing might lag in the middle, and some side characters feel a bit thin, but it's a rewarding, slow burn for anyone who appreciates a good mystery built on psychological tension rather than gore. If you're a fan of thrillers like The Girl on the Train, or just love a mystery that messes with your head, you should definitely check this one out. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this review, please hit that like button and be sure to subscribe for more content. Let me know in the comments what you thought of the film. See you next time.